afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Claritysoft training webinar. Today is Tuesday, February 26, 2019, and our subject for today is looking at Outlook plugins and the Gmail extension. These allow you to make connections from your Claritysoft database with your email, sending emails out of Claritysoft and then saving emails back to Claritysoft from either your Outlook or your Gmail. They also allow you to connect your calendars so that if you create appointments in your Outlook calendar, you can have them synchronized to Claritysoft. You can have Claritysoft activities that you create in your calendar synchronized to Outlook. Or now, the new feature that we've recently added is being able to synchronize to your Google Calendar if you use that. So we will be looking at these today and walking through some of the installation and setup of these different features and functions. So just a quick agenda. I want to give you a quick overview. Then we'll look at email settings. This is in Claritysoft. You set up your email settings so that you are able to send emails out of Claritysoft. It basically makes a connection to either your outbound Outlook or your outbound Gmail. Then we'll look at the two Outlook plugins. We have the original one, and we have now what we call the advanced plugin, and I'll explain the difference between the two. We'll walk through the installation and setup of those and how you save emails back to Claritysoft from each of those plugins. And then we'll look at the Gmail extension that allows you to make the connection between your Gmail and Claritysoft in order to save emails back from your Gmail to Claritysoft, and then how to make the connection to your Google Calendar so that your items on your calendars will synchronize. And we'll walk through the different features. So where I want to go first is to Claritysoft. For each of your users, you will set up your email settings that make the connection to your Outlook or your Gmail, depending on what you're using. And in order to do this, you go to the Settings button in the upper right corner. You can go to My Settings, Email Settings, and you will see your email settings. This is what you have to set up here. If you are the admin user and you're going to be setting up for all your users, then you can go to Settings, Users and Access, User Email Settings, and then here you will have a drop-down list of all of the users that you have entered, and you may switch to each different user and put the credentials in for each user, perhaps everything but their email password. Then when that user logs in, that user can go to email settings and enter their password, apply it, do a save and test to make sure everything is connected properly, and then they are good to go. So as an example here, what you would do is you would enter the sender name, then the server type. This is where you would pick. If you're using Office 365, then you would pick Exchange Server. If you're using Gmail, you would pick Gmail. So you would pick, and then different options will show up for you to fill in. If you're using Office 365, most of the time you can come right here after you've picked Exchange Server and put outlook.office365.com. You don't necessarily need a server domain. And once you're done setting this up and entering the email password, you click Apply, and then it'll save it, and then you do Save and Test. And if you're lucky, it will come up and say successfully. If it comes up with failed, then there's something that it does not like, and you may have to go back to your IT person and figure it out. If you really get stuck, you might have to go to our tech support people and ask them, and they can help you, because sometimes there might be a setting on the server that isn't allow these settings to work and go out. So talk with our tech support people, they will help you. So that's setting that up. That allows you to send emails out of Claritysoft By simply clicking on someone's email address, it brings up an email form. You enter your email and you click send. That will go out through those settings through your Outlook. So it will be in your sent folder in Outlook, and it will also be saved as an email under the closed activities record. And click send. It will then be under here. There is my email, and if I open it, sending from CS. So that's how that will work. Anything that you want to send from within Claritysoft can be sent there. Now, the next connection is being able to send from Outlook. And in order to do that, you need to install our Outlook plugin. And there are two plugins. One is called the original one, which creates this button on your home ribbon in your Outlook. And the other one is called the advanced plugin, which creates this button. The difference is this one, when you save emails back to Claritysoft, will allow you to attach only to a contact record, which 99% of the time is probably where you want it to go, maybe 90% of the time. This one, as you can see, allows you to save to these locations: a contact record, a lead, if you're using the leads module, an account record, or an opportunity. So this one gives you a little more flexibility in being able to decide where in the database that email gets saved. Another difference is that this one, the original one, will work with both offline Claritysoft and Claritysoft Live. So if you are using offline, then you would want to install this version because it will work with offline, either one. And then this one only works with Claritysoft Live. So as you can see, you can have both installed on your computer. They do not conflict with one another. And so depending on what you're doing, you can decide which one to use. Or you can say, well, we are using Claritysoft Live exclusively and not install the original one. So that's your decision to make when you're setting up your users in the system. So to install these, basically you would close your Outlook, and then the easiest place to go is to go to our support portal. By clicking on the question mark button and then support portal, this is where you will land. You can type in Outlook, and you will find Outlook Plugin Original, Outlook Plugin Advanced, and so you can go to which one you want. They will have the download there, or you can come right over here to this download center, click on that, and it has everything, the two plugins that you want. So if you need to install the original one, then you click download, and down in the lower left, it will open a downloaded exe file. You click on it, it opens a wizard, and you then follow the steps through the wizard. Basically, you open the wizard, you click next, next, install, and finish. So once you're finished, then you reopen your Outlook, and then the button will be on the home ribbon. You could also install this one at the same time, and they will both be there when you open your Outlook. So if I go back to my Outlook, I have this here. Now, once you're finished installing, you do have to do some configuration. So on the original plugin, you need to click on this little arrow down here, and you will go to the button that says Define Connection Information. And the first thing you'll need to do is click this circle for Connect to Claritysoft Offline, will be the default one. Click in Connect to Claritysoft Live. Then this portion will become active. You're going to click in here and type your Claritysoft database name. And this field will be empty. And once you type your Claritysoft database name, you're going to click on Create for the API key. Now, I'll walk through the steps And it's going to open a window and it will prompt you to put in your login information. So this is your login information for your Claritysoft Live. Submit query. Then it's going to take you to a page where you will see these headings, but there will not be any data underneath the headings yet. And what you will do is you will click on Create New API Key. Here, you do not need to type anything in. You will simply click Submit Query. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to back up. So once you do that, then you're going to get keys. And the key that you want is the private key. So you can select it and copy it. I'm using Control-C. And then you go back down to your Outlook, point to this window, and you will paste the key into there. Then after you've pasted it, click Test. It will test the key to verify the connection, and you are good to go. The directions for all of this are in the support portal, so if you don't remember all these little steps, that's fine. You can go there and they are all in the support portal. So once you've made that connection, now you have the ability to save emails from Outlook back to Claritysoft. The other one, what you have to do is you need to log into the database. So this one doesn't have to create that key. That's why this only works with Claritysoft Live. So what you will do is you will click here, and it'll say you are connected, okay? But it will bring up if I wanted to log out. So now I'm disconnected. So if I then click on that little arrow again, it's going to open the login window. Again, this is your login into Claritysoft, your database. And you simply click login. It will tell you you are now connected. And it will stay connected whenever you open your Outlook unless you log out again. So now I am ready to be able to save emails back to Claritysoft. So if I choose an email, then I can come over here and I can choose to save it where I want to save it. So for example, I just click on it to select it. And then I can come over here and say, well, I want to save it to a contact. It's going to open this window saying email will be saved to a contact. And then you can say select from auto detected or search existing contacts or create a new contact. So what this has done is it's gone into the database and it's found matching emails. So this is the person that I want, and I can click on it. I can click to select it here and then save. Now the nice thing about this, if you find multiple people, you can click in more than one checkbox and save the same email to multiple locations. So I click save, and then it tells you it has successfully saved it. So if I do something new, now notice I can send this to whomever I want. So I'm going to send this to Susan at claritysoft.com. And now notice this. If you have installed the original version of the plugin, when you open a new email, you are able to save the email as you send it. So that would maybe be a reason to install the original one. Now remember though that this is only going to save to the contact person. If you wanted to save it to an opportunity, then you don't want to do it here. But I have the option of clicking on this and then sending, and then it will save it automatically to the contact person as it sends it out. So that's an option, and I know I have people that prefer to be able to do that. And so what will happen here in a second, it's searching the database, and it's going to pop up with a window and say, okay, I'm going to attach this to this person. Well, that's the wrong person. So I want to come down here and say no. So it searches and then it finds all the Susan Arnolds in here. So the one that I want to go to is this one at Claritysoft. So once I select that from the drop-down list, then I can save it. Also, that save to a different contact is useful if you are communicating with one of your colleagues about a client or customer, then you can choose to save the email to the customer's name, not you or your colleague. So that makes a difference there. So here it is. So it's sent there. And then here's the other one. So it saves back. I can open it and see the text of the email. So let me go back to my Outlook, and I'm going to create another new email here quick. So I'm going to send this, and it will go out. And then I can go to my sent folder and select the email. So you can be in your inbox or your sent folder. And then I'm going to come over here and click on opportunity. So it's telling me I want to save it to an opportunity. I can search by the account name, the contact name, or the opportunity name. So here, I'm going to find Claritysoft LLC, which I know is the account name, and then I can click search, and it's going to pull up all the opportunities associated with Claritysoft LLC. So I might have 2 or 3 going, and I pick the one that I want. It already actually has it checked. Click save. And so it has now saved it to the opportunity record. So if I go back here and I go to the opportunities tab and I open this opportunity, under closed activities is my email. So this one is nice from the standpoint that if you're working an opportunity, you have the ability to create your activities specific to that opportunity. And if you're sending emails out, you can send them from the opportunity to the contact for that opportunity. So they're saved with the opportunity. And when you come to your opportunity record, you're going to see all your activities that you've done or ones that you've scheduled that have to do with that particular sales prospect that you have. So the plugin that allows you to do that gives you more flexibility than just saving back to your contacts. Now this activity of the email will also show up under the account level closed activities. So see, email saved opportunity. So everything bubbles up to the account level, but not everything goes downward to the opportunities unless you save it there. And then the same thing will occur too with your leads, that if you send an email to a lead, okay, I'm going to send it, and I'm still in my sent folder, so there it is. And then I can click on the lead module, and it finds this person here, Susan Foster, and then again, I can say save it, and then it will attach itself to the lead record. So this one really gives you quite a bit of flexibility in being able to save where you would like to save it. So if I go back to Claritysoft, leads, and there it is. So that's using the Outlook plugin. Now, the Gmail extension works very much the same way, where it allows you to save back to Claritysoft. So in order to install this, again, in the support portal, if you look up Gmail extension, so you go there, and there's a nice little video that explains how it works. And then right here is a link. And basically you take this link and copy and paste it into an address line in Chrome, and then press the enter key, and it will take you to the Google Store, and you can then choose add to Chrome. It'll detect whether you have it or not. If you already have it, it'll say it's already there. And then you basically choose that. It will ask you to log into your Claritysoft database, and you're done. So very quick and simple to do. And once you've done that, you'll get this Claritysoft button up here. And when you click on it, then you get to choose which locations do you want to be able to save to. And you can also log out. So you can set this up. Then when you create a new email, and then down here you have a send button, which would just send it and not do any saving back to Claritysoft, because again, you want to have the option. Maybe you're sending an email that you don't really want to save back to the database, so you don't. And then this button here allows you to send and save to Claritysoft. So when you click this button, it says, well, where do you want to save it? So if I say opportunities, it's going to let me again search by the account, by the contact, or by the opportunity name. So I want to find by the account because that's usually what I can remember. And it will find the company. And then I click search, and it will do basically the same thing it just did in Outlook, where it is searching all the opportunities that you have. So you get to pick which opportunity you want to save this to. So I click save, and it will send it to the person and save it back to Claritysoft. So again, if I go back to Claritysoft, and I saved it to sample company, so when I look at my opportunities here, and I open the last chance opportunity under closed activities, sent from Gmail. Now notice this, the icon when you save from Gmail back to Claritysoft is different. It's not that email icon, the gold color, it's a G to indicate to you that it actually saved from Gmail back. So if you're using both, then you'll know which one came from where, which is nice. So again, if you open it, you've got the text of the email in there so you can see it. So once you set that up, then any emails you've either received or sent can be saved back to Claritysoft and attached to a location. Now, calendar. I put in some meetings earlier, and I created this one here. So I'm going to go back to my Claritysoft. The Google Calendar integration directions are in the support portal, but you open your Claritysoft and you go to settings, the gear shape button up here in the upper right, and you go to integrations, and down here you will see Google Calendar. And what you do is you put in the Gmail address that you've set up with your calendar. So you would have your Google Calendar already set up, and then you choose auto sync. Auto sync means that every 10 minutes, your Google Calendar and your Claritysoft calendar will talk to one another and transfer any activities that you've placed on your Claritysoft calendar or any appointments or activities you've placed on your Google Calendar, and they will synchronize with one another. 10 minutes is the slowest amount. And then you have a choice. Sync Google Calendar to Claritysoft, sync Claritysoft to Google. If you only want to go one direction, like you want to make all your appointments in your Google Calendar and have them go to Claritysoft, then you can do it this way. If you want to go the other direction, only go from Claritysoft to Google, then you choose this. And if you select both, then it'll go both directions. Now, this is another one. Save Google Events as, and you get to pick an activity type. In the little video that's online, what they suggested is you could create an activity type called Calendar Sync, or maybe Google Calendar. Then you could say anything from the Google Calendar will show up as a Google Calendar activity type in Claritysoft. So that might be something to consider. I just set it as a meeting, but you might want to think about making it a more specific item so then you can identify it more easily. And then you get to say sync future events up to how many days out. I just set mine to 7. You probably want to set it up to 30 or 60 or whatever, however far out you plan. And then past events, I just went backwards 1 day. But again, you can go back 7 days, 10 days, whatever. And then this one to sync private events. In Google, you can set your events as private if you want them to synchronize into Claritysoft Calendar. The time gets blocked off and marked as unavailable, but you don't see the detail of it. So you can choose that. So once you've set that up, then you can do just save, or you can do a save and sync. And I'm going to do a save and sync, and then I say done. Now you can see what's been synced here. There's a sync log to tell you what got done. This is going every 10 minutes, so there was one done down here. So we're moving along. I haven't added any other events there. So now if I go back to my Claritysoft calendar, these are actually things that came down from my Google Calendar. And then you can create things on your Claritysoft calendar that will synchronize. So with your activities, when you create an activity for someone, you can create them on the calendar. So if you wanted to create an activity here with the contact, it's going to show you all your contacts. So you have to start typing the person's name and pick the person. And then the date and the time will be here. You could adjust it if you know this is going to be an hour, but notice it already has show on calendar selected because you started in the calendar. And then when you click save, it will then add it to your calendar here. You also will be able to go to activities and see it under future activities. So here it is for the 28th. And you would also see it under Susan's record for Tuesday Company. So if I went all the way back to contacts or accounts, it doesn't matter, but under here, this is an open activity. So it doesn't matter where you create it, it shows up everywhere else in the database. So then your calendars should synchronize and the information should show up where it needs to show up. So if I go back to my Outlook calendar, I can open this and I can click sync to force it to go. Then I can go to my calendar here. And there it is, new activity to sync. That's the one I just created in Claritysoft, and there are my other meetings that are there. So that is email connections, calendar connections, how to do all of it. And like I said, if you go to the support portal and look up these topics, they have little videos, just a couple-minute video that will walk through the whole process and explain it and explain how it will work, and then you've got all your directions there. Again, thank you for attending, and hopefully you were able to pick up some good ideas. And with that, have a great rest of the afternoon.